probably the best, the wildest sexual experience like I've ever had, even up to this day. We're getting together, man, and just that everything she's introducing to me is like just nuts to me. Like I would have these little get-togethers at my house, you know what I'm saying? I would have people over and we drinking, we having time. We would be on my back porch, and she would be like, "Let's do it right now." And there's people like inside.
Oh, with the guests at the house.
Yeah, like she was that type. Just anywhere, everywhere, anytime, any place. That's what she was. She did the what was that? What was it? The watermelon thing? No, not watermelon. The grapefruit thing. Like first of all, I had never heard of it. But after she introduced it, I started to see it. Then I seen it on a movie, saw it on a movie or whatever. You know, the grapefruit
thing.
This
on a girls' trip?
Yeah. And that was after this encounter or whatever.
Yeah.
And so so she's doing it. I thought
she may have a writing credit on that movie.
I've recorded my first episode of the series. I'm going to put on TikTok.
Okay.
I've been waiting because I didn't know if I really wanted to put it up or not. But the title of the series is Every Chick I've Ever Smashed. All right.
Nice.
And I'm going to put it out. And so as I'm recording, and I've only done the first episode, but then I'm trying to forecast and say, okay, because I'm going in order.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's the
only
way to do it. I think that's the best way to do it. I mean,
okay.
I think that's the best way to do it because then I can really. Then it's not. It does. Like I said in the intro,
we can track your development as a lover.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a story about a guy just going out smashing a bunch of chicks and fucking just having fun and doing this, doing that. It's a lot of humility to the story. It's ups, it's downs. It's you're gonna be rooting for me, whatever, right? So that really helps that part of the story if I start from the beginning because it really started off slow.
We got to get invested in it.
Right, but I just hope that the slowness doesn't create boredness. That's what
boredom. Yeah.
Boredom.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm creating words here.
Yeah.
So I hope it doesn't create boredom. That's the only thing. Before I start this story, what do you think about that?
I liked. I was curious as you were saying you're going to do this. What I was thinking, are we going to do this chronologically? Or are you going to do it in some sort of out of sequence that has some other path of significance? So obviously settled on the chronology. Now, I mean, I watched the entirety of that one chick with the Who the Fuck Did I Marry?
Yeah.
That drove me close to insane because of the way that she told the story. And not so much, I understand if you're going to tell a lengthy story, you are going to have to periodically recap. But I think that there's a tempo that you have to tell the story in for the enjoyment of your listeners.
Okay.
That like the recap has to be concise and clear if you're going to do that. And the story itself has to have a rhythm. It can't have a lot of dead space, useless words, stuff like that, kind of like your comedy. You've got to be tight. You just can't like meander around to this, and you've got to have a sense for like what's pertinent to advance the story.
Yeah.
And in each encounter, I mean, I would suggest this to you. I mean, especially you're kind of like telling this essentially autobiographical sort of journey.
Yeah.
Like each episode has to have like, for lack of a purpose.
Yeah.
Like why are we like, you don't want to just like, okay, here's the 12th chick I banged. But I'm saying like to make it engaging, there's got to be something, that we're supposed to get out of that episode, that encounter. And you got to be true to that and not drown out with a lot of useless, words and story that doesn't move the story.
No, for sure. No, I got you. I got you.
Good.
So this particular one is gonna come in a little later in that series, and this story actually came from when I was about to move to Atlanta, right? So the mindset that I'm in at this time is I'm very like frustrated. I'm mad because I was working a shit job that I've talked about. I told that story before on the show, and I had just completed my master's degree, so I applied for a job, basically a promotion, and I didn't even get an interview for it, right? So I'm pissed at that, I can't find any other job in the area in my master's degree field, right? So I'm very frustrated. And then I have this. Go ahead. You want to say something?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm following.
All right. And then so as while I'm doing that, I have a cousin that's calling me from Atlanta. He's telling me, hey, you need to come to Atlanta. You need to, there's so much, black excellence here. You can come here. You can get your career started. Blah blah blah. And then, but also I have a girl that I'm talking to, right? And she's a little older. She's older than me. But we're doing good, right?
Gray hair?
No, not that old.
Above or below?
and so my ultimate decision is I just leave, right? And so I told that story. But the story I didn't tell was my time with her, right? And it was a wonderful time. And so at this time, this is the first time I ever had my own place. So I'm in my own place. I'm over in Rosemont. And when I meet her, off this, how should I say it? One of those Facebook things, the groups things.
Okay.
I probably said too much just then, but anyway, I said I want to tell the story free, and so when I meet her and we're talking, getting to know each other, the man, probably the best, the wildest sexual experience like I've ever had, even up to this date, because up until
the first time with her.
Yeah, first and every time.
Okay.
So the thing about it is, up until that point, and even and just be completely honest, even at some degree now, but especially up until that point, it was very vanilla for me on the sexual encounter stuff. You're talking about, because I'm in my early to mid 20s at this time. All right, and so you're talking like, girl on top, I'm on top, in front and back, I'm in the bedroom. Whatever, not doing it in the car anymore. I'm like, I got my own place now. What do I need?
Elevated from the car.
So it's like
always a big step when you're no longer a car guy.
Yeah, so it's kind of it's vanilla at this time. I'm not doing anything. I'm getting straight to the point. I'm having, doing my thing. I'm having fun. No complaints. What's the point? All right. So then I come across this beautiful soul here, and
how much older was she?
Maybe about. Not that much older. I'm thinking like 4 years.
Okay.
4 or 5 years,
okay.
Something like that. And
you guys were never in high school together at the same time.
Right. So just think about it.
For context,
she could have been a senior and been arrested for messing with me. But anyway,
would it have been worth it for her?
Probably not. So we get together, man, and just that everything she's introducing to me is like just nuts to me. Like, I would have these little get-togethers at my house, you know what I'm saying? I would have people over, and we drinking, we having time. Like we would be on my back porch, and she would be like, let's do it right now. And there's people, like, inside.
Oh, the guests at the house.
Yeah, like, she was that type, just anywhere, everywhere, anytime, any place. That's what she was. Right, so that was the first thing to me. It was like, wow, like I had never experienced or came across anybody like that. And then it was the trying of things, right? She did the what was that? What was it? The watermelon thing? Not watermelon. The grapefruit thing. Like, first of all, I had never heard of it. But after she introduced it, I started to see it. Then I seen it on a movie, saw it on a movie or whatever. The grapefruit
thing. On a girls' trip?
Yeah. And that was after this encounter or whatever.
Yeah.
And so so she's doing it. I thought
she may have a writing credit on that movie.
I thought that was like fucking nuts.
Yeah.
I literally thought she was losing her mind. I was like, what do you think? Like, I even think it made sense. And so getting the grapefruit thing, doing that, and that was like outrageous, crazy. Now I want her to do that every time. And then
Publix is out of grapefruit. God damn it! This can't be happening to me.
Yeah, man. And just all type of stuff, man. And then she had yeah, that part I'm not gonna say. I know I want to be free, but
just not that free.
Yeah, just not that free. But just that entire experience was just was so crazy because it's so different from what you come across on a daily basis, you know, and that was very important because then you could take that and you know you take that and move it on.
Play it forward.
You know what I mean? Play it forward. You know?
Which begs the question: who was she with before you?
Some guys do dwell on that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't dwell on that. Whatever.
Well, no, it's still a fascinating question.
It
whether you
is.
dwell on it or not.
It is. What did you read this in a book? Did your ex teach you this?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, or did you get gangbanged and learned all this in one setting?
That's great.
Yeah, and so really, it was a hard decision to move, but it wasn't like because of family. It wasn't because of this awful job I was working. It was because of her.
Damn.
It was like, damn, do I want to move way up here, and then you know, and not experience this again? You know what I'm saying? And but ultimately, yeah, I did move. Now, when I moved back, which was a few years later, you know, that was my first order of business.
Just checking in.
Just checking in.
Back in town. Here's my address.
But I was unsuccessful.
Oh, you didn't get anything back?
Well, there's some things that happened. You know, I believe that she was the stalker.
Oh.
That all those stories came from when I got to Atlanta.
Okay.
And so, you know, whatever. You know, I had been blocked by that time, but I still tried. Then I would try to like be at places that I think she would be
She
at.
used to frequent.
Yeah.
It's our favorite pizzeria.
And like twice, you know, my homeboy would be like, "Yeah, she was just here. She was here with like a group of guys." I was like, "Damn."
Come back to the crib for the gangbang.
She's back to gangbang. He's back to gangbang.
I gotta get a gang together. Refuse to lose, man. Who wants to be in my gang?
Wants to be in my gang.
That's awesome. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, man. But that's that story, man.
So you never actually like physically laid eyes on her again?
No, man.
Oh, that's funny.
Never.
But there were 2 close calls where you
Since I've been back. Yeah. Well, I was at the exact place she was at.
Oh.
But I had just missed her.
That's wild.
I had just missed her.
That's wild.
Yeah. And maybe she had heard Bubba's coming, and then she just had to go. That's a big possibility.
Who would have let her in on that?
I mean, people would have let her in on that. They knew we used to.
Your friends are here. Hey, babe, we're waiting for Bubba to get here.
Yeah, they knew we used to
She
date.
overhears her and takes her 6 guys and leaves.
I didn't say 6 guys.
Group of guys. I mean, what are you talking? We're talking about a gang. We're not talking about a threesome.
I mean, it's enough for a car, not enough for a minivan.
3 level seats in the SUV, baby. We're good. Just put some dude in the host spot.
But yeah,
That's awesome, man.
so that's one of the stories I'm thinking about putting in there. That I will put in there because she's a part of the story.
Yeah,
You know, she's a part of
a
the story.
significant part. Where would you be without her, Bubba?
Yeah, man.
Probably still missionary man.
Probably still missionary Bubba. Yeah, man. Probably still missionary Bubba.
Damn.